Good morning, winners. Welcome to Terry's Tips. So listen, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Okay, we're going to talk about something financial, and I'm going to talk about your net worth. Guys, I'm going to talk about why it's so super important and how to calculate it. But then I'm going to actually share a personal story about how this has impacted me in a very super sensitive, severe way, and why we need to stop playing around with your finances, stop playing around with your business, stop playing around with your destiny, stop being in a situation where you're paycheck to paycheck, and really focus on getting financially stable. And that's actually what net worth is. Net worth is like a snapshot of your financial stability, your worth. And this, my energy has been a little bit off. I'm not even going to lie. My channel is very much about transparency. I need you all to rock with me today because this video today was in my spirit to get out to you. And I feel like when you have a platform, anybody who has a platform, small or large, it's our responsibility to use it wisely. So I'm going to stay true to my brand and talk about finances, but I really need you guys in the time that we're in. So the date I'm doing this video is October 2020. Our world, there's a lot going on in our world. There's a lot going on in our nation. And if you know where I'm from Philly. Shout out to all my Philadelphians, my Eagles, my 76ers, my Flyers, everybody from Philly. Our city is in shambles right now. There's a lot going on. There's a national kind of highlight going on in our city right now. And it has personally impacted me. I probably spent a good majority of yesterday in tears and prayer, and I've started fasting, kind of trying to, get myself spiritually ready, emotionally ready to still keep on doing what I'm doing, help people, and also just because it's needed right now. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I promise you, I'm super upbeat. I love to help people, but I am about transparency, and I need you guys to look at this video as a sense of urgency. Understand that being financially stable is not about diamonds, furs, and cars. In the time that we're in, October 2020, when I recorded this, your financial stability can impact your families and your children's safety, well-being, their needs. And I'm going to give you a bunch of examples. So we're going to talk about net worth in general. Okay, so I'm a self-employed entrepreneur, I'm an investor, I'm a mother, and honestly, one reason why I'm doing this video today is because, yes, I am the credit expert. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I upload videos about personal and business credit, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, investing, real estate investing. But before I'm a credit expert, guys, and I need you all to hear me today, before I'm a credit expert, I am a Christian, I am a woman, I'm a member of the community, I am a mother. And so I need all of you out there on the other side of this to be safe and to understand how your finances, your financial stability can really change your outcomes during this time. And let me just give you a couple of quick examples because I'm in a pretty good neighborhood. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm in a good neighborhood. There's probably 5 houses on my block. We all know each other. I've been in this particular property since like 2011 and have my other investment properties. And even on my block, Caucasian families, Asian families, my family, and one other on the block, our African American, our Black families, it's very diverse. And even here, with everything going on in our nation, there have been people from other neighborhoods coming to our area. I recently had to invest in a super secure alarm system with cameras because one of our vehicles were broken into. Invest because I was financially stable. This thing cost me a couple tens of thousands of dollars to alarm this house, okay? Even with my vehicles, I was able, because I have multiple vehicles, I was able to start renting out some vehicles for additional streams of income. Even during this time, we're in the middle of COVID-19, where you guys know I have 3 sons. I'm a mother of 3 boys, and it's now virtual learning. Well, I have a business, a busy business. I have clients, I have appointments, I have meetings, I have events every day, all day long. So I couldn't just sit there and do online learning for my 2 little ones who are 6th grade and 8th grade. But because I was financially stable, I was able to invest in a virtual learning center. It's about $1,000 a month for them to go there in a smaller group and have somebody teach them during the virtual learning so I can run my business. Guys, even for groceries, what's going on in Philly right now has personally impacted me. people I know, my safety, literally. And because I'm financially able, I'm able to do things like get my groceries delivered to my house because I can't really go out to the market and everything right now. Like, it's serious. So as I talk about net worth, I'm still going to share a story. I want you to understand this is not a game. It's not a game. Like, you having assets, you having multiple streams of income, you being financially stable, living in abundance and prosperity. And sometimes how you can not only save you and your family and your kids, but then you can also bless other people. Maybe buy somebody else some groceries, help somebody else, help another woman get some mace or a taser or, whatever, or invest in self-defense classes or whatever it is, have food, pay their bills, whatever. And mind you guys, I'm in Philly right now. Our city is in the middle of riots. Our city is in the middle of looting. People have lost all these stores. I think about, like, they've lost, they're shut down. People are not at work. And let me just say something, and I'll jump into net worth and I'll share the story, but this is in my spirit today, guys, because this is so not a game. It is so not a game that, I know police officers personally that are amazing people. And then obviously I'm a member of the community. It's a lose-lose situation. I am praying and I am worried, and I pray for the safety of police officers, and I pray for the safety of the community. It is not good for anybody when we are at war for each other. And then we're dealing with the political climate, we're dealing with COVID-19, there's a lot going on. So as I talk about net worth and as I go into what it means and why it's important, I want you to make a decision today to do something different, to change this, to take it seriously, and to understand that sometimes you having assets, you having multiple streams of income, you having resources can change your outcomes severely, okay? Got it good. Get a notebook and get a pen. So what is your net worth? And let me just say that wealthy people talk about income, talk about worth via net worth. Net worth is not your income. You can make $80,000 a year with your salary and be leasing an apartment and leasing a car and have credit card debt and student loan debt, and you have a zero net worth or a negative net worth. Net worth is not your income. I don't care how much money you make, whether you make $30,000 a year or $200,000 a year or $5 million a year. It's not your income. Your net worth is all of your liabilities subtracted from your assets. And if you don't own anything, nothing, then you probably have a zero net worth or a negative net worth. So what are assets? Assets can be liquid or not liquid. So liquid assets or non-liquid assets, they can be cash, stocks, bonds, savings. Sometimes they can even be collectibles like jewelry, or like, rare collectibles, antique cars, something of that nature. Also, obviously, real estate. These are assets. Now, honestly, when you're calculating your assets, you want to make a whole list of all of your assets, then a whole list of your liabilities, and you subtract your liabilities from your assets, and that's how you come up with your net worth. Now, listen, if you don't own anything, then you're probably, like I said, it is zero or a negative. We have to stop that, guys. I'm going to share with you how me having a net worth literally saved somebody's life very, very close to me. And this is a real story. Now, I'm going to try and get through it without crying because I need you guys to get this. And so for things like a car and a house, you can still possibly have like a loan on there, say for a mortgage for a house. Maybe the house, you have $100,000 on the mortgage, but maybe the house is worth $200,000. So you still have a net worth, because if you subtract that mortgage from the worth, you still are a net of $100,000. So you have $100,000 net worth if you were just looking at that. So for your net worth, like I said, cash, you really want to do like your long-term savings when you're thinking about your accounts, not your day-to-day checking account. Anything that's going to be depleted in 30 days, guys, this is a tip. You're not really using that as, an asset or your bills. So maybe you have your day-to-day checking, you keep $1,000 in there and you pay your bills and so forth. But your long-term savings, you have $15,000 that you never, ever, ever, ever touch. That $15,000 can go into your assets. Anything that you can sell. So a house, a car possibly, and for things like houses and cars, you want to know their actual value. So that means you're doing some research to look up the make and model of your car and how much it's worth. Is it positive? Is it negative? Do you own it outright? That can be an asset. Your house, do you own it outright? Do you have a mortgage? If you have a mortgage, is the house worth more than what's left on the mortgage? All of your assets are things that you own. You're financially stable and you can sell them. They have value. You can sell them. You can liquidate them. You can keep them. They're going to generate income for you. Your liabilities, and mind you, there's even good debt. Good debt is like mortgage. Good debt is like student loans. So this is where a mortgage is technically good debt because it's going to bring you a return. It's going to appreciate in value. You have tax write-offs. Student loans are actually technically considered a good debt because the logic is that it's debt that you acquired to increase your income potential over the course of your lifetime. But if you own nothing and you have $400,000 worth of student loans, right now that's a debt you must pay. You are negative net worth. Negative $400,000. So anything you owe is a liability. That can be parking tickets, that can be alimony, that can be credit card debt, that can be loans, that could be a mortgage, that could be a car. Anything that you owe is a liability. And when you add up all of your assets and then you subtract all of your liabilities, that is your net worth. Wealthy people talk about, you ever see like this Forbes, such has a such, Oprah has a net worth of whatever, Jay-Z has a net worth of whatever. Wealthy people, you know what I mean? Everybody, like all these CEOs, they have net worth based on their assets and their liabilities. Now let me talk to you about something, and this is why I need you like hustle. What is my channel about? The bigger money, starting a business, buying your very first property, investing in real estate, whatever it is, stocks, bonds, dividends, I don't care, but start hustling now for your family so that you can actually have a net worth. Let me tell you, something happened to me about 2 years ago, right? And there was a situation with a loved one. Oh, Jesus. There was a situation with a loved one, and it became a legal situation that cost $1 million. Now, this is 2 years. I would say during COVID-19, my business has probably like doubled, maybe quadrupled in like revenue and its worth. So we're talking about a couple of years ago when my business, guys, I launched my business, I incorporated in 2017. So we're talking about a year and a half into my business is when the situation happened. It was the worst time. It's when I was still investing money. My mother had just passed away with no life insurance. And because I had made some good decisions, I was able to pick up her mortgage, pay all her bills, do everything on my own, out of my own pocket, because I had made some good decisions prior to that, but she had no life insurance. She had bills. She had a mortgage. She had everything else. Okay. And so it wasn't the best time. It's never a good time, honestly. Right. So this legal situation happened. $1 million for somebody that I love dearly. And they needed my help. I'm a single mother of 3, brand new business owner, self-employed. My business is fairly new. I have over a decade of experience, but this actual consulting firm incorporated in 2017, and they needed my help, and my mother had just passed away. So I want to give you an idea of the financial climate I'm in. $1 million. I did not have $1 million liquid cash in the bank. I didn't. But what I did have was assets. I was able to immediately, number one, hire an attorney that was the top in my state, that represents some celebrities, some well-known celebrities, one of the top trial law firms in the state, immediately to handle this case. That's number one. But number two, I was able to leverage 3 properties, 3 guys, 3 properties, and get that person the help that they needed immediately. Guys, me being able to leverage my assets to handle that situation literally saved that person's life. Literally, a young person, you know what I mean, a minority male, and the things that were happening is out of a movie. And what I learned in that situation, because there were other people going through legal situations, and until it hit your front door, sometimes you have no idea what's really, really, really going on. I was appalled by how things were going to transpire, but because I had the income, assets, liabilities, and income, assets, and resources, guys, my network came through for me heavy. This is where when I talk about, the 5 people you hang around the most, having mentors, I was able to have business owners, politicians, people of influence, write letters, support me, come to court. Like, there was a court date that we had where 45 people influencers, important people from the community came out for me and this loved one on the strength of my network, on the strength of the seeds that I have been planting, on the strength of the help, the things that we have been doing. The community came out. We turned that courthouse out, guys. We really did. And what happened is that there's other people that were in legal situations and they only had a public defender, or they didn't have resources. They didn't have anybody to write letters. You know, there was a situation where like the outcome has been devastating. People that are young, people that had no backgrounds, people that had all kinds of, trumped up charges, now have their entire life changed. Because their family did not have the resources or the network to really hire them proper legal counsel, or to properly even do bail or negotiate or anything. Guys, me being able to leverage my properties literally saved the person's life, and it was a blessing and it was a curse. It was a blessing because if I had to do it all over again, I don't care if it went wrong and I had to lost everything and had to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, I'll build it back up, because I've been all the way down before. Like, if you guys have listen to my channel, my language is different, my passion is different. Why do you think that is? Do you understand that this was not supposed to be my life? Well, if you know anything about my background, you know that I was in foster care, I was in group homes, I was a teen mom at the age of 17. Both of my parents were on addiction. This was not supposed to be my life. But because I learned how to look good on paper, I bought my very first house at the age of 21. I retired myself from corporate America. I built my business. I'm an investor now, all because of leverage and putting those things into things that are income producing, making smart decisions, living beneath my means. Stop playing around with this, guys, because now we're in the middle of a climate where the nation, the world, Philadelphia completely is a mess. But because I'm in a different neighborhood, my grocery store is still open. Because I'm in a different financial situation, I'm able to send my kids somewhere to get virtual learning so I can run my business. I'm able to have an alarm system with cameras everywhere, all kinds of things, because of my financial stability in my decisions, guys. But look, my biggest flex ever has been that Jaguar business credit. If you know me personally, I'm super low key. I'm not very flashy. My house is pretty regular. I invest in real estate. I invest in people. I invest in businesses. I invest in you all. I invest in doing the right thing responsibly and leading by example. So my advice to you, my nugget, is number one, to pray. I don't care who you pray to. We're in a season where we all need to get on our knees and pray. I don't care what your religion is. We need to pray. Number two, to vote. We're in October 2020. The election is about to come up. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care how old you are. I don't even care who you vote for. Exercise your right to vote. People die for that right. You exercise it. And number three, stop playing around with your financial stability. Stop playing around with your credit. Stop playing around with your assets. Stop playing around, because the decisions that you make can transform your kids' lives, your children's children. If your husbands, you should be taking care of your wives. Wives, you should be being there for your husbands, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. There is somebody depending on your transformation. Stop playing around with this. Clean it up. You have the tools, you have the resources, and then make smart decisions, because literally the decisions you make right now can impact your family's safety, can impact their livelihood, can impact the resources you have to get through this time. Okay? Look, got it good. I'm so sorry that was heavy. I almost didn't even get through this without crying. I can't even go into more details, but pray for Philly. Pray for me. I pray for you guys, and pray for the times that we're in. We're going to make it out of this. It's all going to be a testimony. It's going to be amazing. But today, I had to do what was on my spirit. This wasn't a happy hands day. This was a stop playing around with this. Amen. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Calculate your net worth, make smart decisions, start right now. If you've made bad decisions, forget about those bad decisions, forgive yourself, start from today. You can, look, we're part of ET's brand, right? We partner with. You can, you will, you must. Amen. Have a great day, guys.